Welcome back to another video. My name is Abby, and today we are talking about how the law of assumption is running your life. Now, if you're new to this channel and you want more videos like this one, all you gotta do is hit that subscribe button, click that bell. It's gonna let you know whenever I release new videos. And if you like this video, a great way to support this channel is simply by clicking that like button. It really helps to spread this information. So back to the video. How is the law of assumption currently running your life? Well, first, let's look and see what the law of assumption is. It was brought to us by Neville Goddard, and this is one of his main teachings. Another one is living in the end. And he says that whatever it is that you want right now, you have a wish that you want to be fulfilled. And living in the end, having that wish fulfilled, living from that place is what will get you there. Now, changing your assumptions is the key to that aspect. Now, what is an assumption? Neville describes an assumption as something that you give permission and consent to be true. Notice that it does not mean that it is objectively true. It is just something, it is an idea that's turned into a belief that you have about how the world works, about who you are, about what you're capable of, and about what kind of life experience you can have. You've given it permission, you've given it consent for it to be true, for it to have power over you and your life and the experiences that can come into your life. And where do these assumptions come from? Most likely they're gonna come from when you were young, when you were in the last trimester of your biological mother and 7 years old, because in that time we're all in theta brainwave. And theta brainwave is essentially a brainwave that things go straight into our subconscious. At that time, we actually don't really know the difference between pretending and actual events. That's why kids are so good at imagination, and when they're playing and acting out different things, they're actually in that experience in their bodies. They don't know the difference. So when you're having those experiences, specifically if it's negative, maybe somebody told you that you're not successful, you'll never make enough money. Somebody says that you're not very lovable. Something says that you're unattractive. If you had that experience when you're in that age specifically, it would go straight into your subconscious. And your subconscious is essentially your whole program of what you're operating off. By the time you're 35 years old, 95% of your life is run by your subconscious, meaning that even if you want to make a change right now and you're really trying hard and you have the conscious thoughts, if deep rooted, there's a subconscious belief that conflicts and contradicts where you're trying to go, you'll never be able to overcome that. That subconscious belief is fortified by assumption. So having these experiences, and as you're moving through life, again, even after that, when you're a child, you have really intense experiences. After an intense experience, you're left with a very vivid emotion. And anytime you have that, it's going to shift your state of being. Your state of being is how you think and how you feel. That is sending out your unique electromagnetic signature, and therefore, that is what is being reflected in your life. In fact, right now, no matter what you're experiencing, no matter if you want a change in your career, a change in your romantic life, or a change in the abundance that you're experiencing, your life right now is an accumulation of the assumptions that you have. No matter what it is, it could be a positive thing, it could be a negative thing. So understanding that the power of assumption is how to change your life. What are you giving permission and consent to be true? Because a belief is simply an idea that you've thought over and over and over and over again, which has created the neurological hardware where you think those thoughts, you believe it to be true because you had emotion whenever you experienced it. That strong emotion is what helped penetrate your subconscious, and now it's stored in there. And your subconscious goes off of feeling. So if you feel it's true, your subconscious gives it the check mark. All right, this must be true. It's not rational. It simply goes by feeling. You feel it's true, it's true. It acts as if that is true. It gives it the permission and consent for these assumptions to be true. So you have that collection of assumptions. You have those thoughts you think over and over and over again. As you think the thoughts, your body releases chemicals. You do this over and over again, you actually become addicted to those assumptions that are fortifying your beliefs, that essentially are creating the perceptions that you have in the world. And the perception is essentially a lens you're looking through. Now realize that you're looking through a lens of perception that's based on everything that has happened to you in the past. Unless you want your future to look like your past, you're going to have to make a shift. You're going to have to make a change. One of those changes is to start examining what it is that you assume to be true. How much money do you think that you can make if that's what you're looking for? What kind of relationship and with what type of person do you think that you deserve? The more you start to ask yourself these things, the more you can start to look at your life and be an investigator to find what it is you actually believe. Then you get the chance and the opportunity to start making shifts, to start looking at what you living in the end with that wish fulfilled, what would that person believe? What would that version of you have to assume to be true? What would they be giving permission and consent to be true? What beliefs? What ideas? What thoughts? How would they behave in the world? How would they move through the world? The more you can see that at the root of these are assumptions. You're going to assume that you're valuable enough in the world that you can make those six figures. You're going to assume that you have the self-love and that you have the value to be in a relationship with somebody equal to you at that same level. As long as you see yourself under something that you want, you will never be able to get it. Because deep inside your subconscious, you have your cybernetic mechanism, and that is essentially how you see yourself, your self-concept. An external example of this is a thermostat. A thermostat has a set point. When it gets too high above, it clicks on and it comes back down. If it gets too low, it clicks on and it comes back. It always wants to be at its set point. So you have a set point deep inside. So if you are starting to act outside of that, something will happen. Self-sabotaging behavior, which is essentially just trying to keep you safe. It's trying to bring you back down to where it is that you know, to what is familiar. So even though you desire that $100,000 job, it's outside of your safety box. And so your amygdala actually turns on and is like, red alert, we cannot have this. This is unsafe. So your subconscious and deep inside of you, that self-concept isn't looking to see what is pleasurable and what kind of delight you'll have. It's looking to keep you safe at a very basic survival rate. So unless you're examining what it is that you want in your life and understanding that there's going to be some uncomfortable feelings, that you're going to have to shift to new assumptions that don't feel normal right now. And it's only because they're unfamiliar. When you go into a new neighborhood and you're driving around the streets, yeah, of course, you got to look around. It's unfamiliar. It's not scary and it's not unsafe. It's just not what you've known in your old neighborhood. So you just have to pay more attention and remind yourself that everything's okay, remembering that vision of the end, living in the end, having those assumptions, examining them from who it is that you want to be, what is the greatest expression of yourself, being that person now, living in alignment with those new assumptions, because until then, as long as you have those old assumptions, they will continue to run your life and they will be what governs what you can and can't experience, because your self-concept will block out perceptually, meaning that even through your senses, you will not be able to pick up on them. You won't be able to see them. Your reticular activating system will actually block them out. You won't be able to hear it, and you won't be able to actually perceive of the opportunities that would actually help propel you to that version of you that you ultimately want to be. Your assumptions that you have about yourself are the key to getting to that new version of you. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, hit subscribe. If you haven't done so already, hit that like, and I'll see you on the next one.